So to do a little bit of recap so that we all be on the same page. Can you see my slide?
Yes, please.
All
They
right.
are not recycling day.
Okay, yesterday. All right, thank you very much. So yesterday, I started off with this slide, trying to compare this slide, this flyer with this. Then I compared both of them, and we could all see that this recycling day, the designer made sure he used every space, used both positive and negative spaces in trying to put out so much information out there. And then while this one on the right, this Toastmasters flyer, you could see there are a lot of healthy spaces, because I explained yesterday that spaces are also part of your design. So when you design, don't just design with a sense, with a mindset that you have to fill up every space. Create healthy spaces or positive spaces to bring out the beauty. I also went ahead to explain the 7 laws, 7 principles of design. We talked about focal points. Every design must have a focal point, the emphasis of your design. And that's the whole attention has to be on that focal point. Every other writing or information has to be in small letters or cap, but then in small sizes to enable the focal point stand out. I went ahead to explain contrast. You must understand contrast when it comes to design. And contrast is not just about color, it's about texture versus smooth. Know what to add to whatever you're doing to make it stand out. Small versus large, your focal point has to be large, and then other ones have to be small. Dark versus light. When using color, when your background is dark, then your letterings have to be light. And of course, positive and negative spaces. Know where to leave spaces. Spaces also, like I mentioned earlier, is part of your design. I talked about balance. When designing, always look out for that balance. Irrespective of where you're placing whatever, just take a central look and see if they are balanced. I went ahead to talk about movement of your design. Bear in mind that humans always read from the left. So when you're designing, keep that at the back of your mind and design with the flow of the human eyes. Talked about pattern. Whenever, stick to one pattern. Don't just pick up random shapes and then scatter all around your design. Stick to one pattern per design. I talked about unity. Whatever you're using has to have one voice. You don't just carry red, carry yellow, and then just make it look like the kind of flyer I displayed earlier. Everything has to be one voice, and of course, it has to be design consistency. If you're using red and black, make sure it flows all through. If you're using a particular typeface, that's the style of the letters, make sure it flows. Don't just drop one. Don't just pick Cambria and then you drop Arial here and then you go pick one cursive. Just make sure everything is harmonized. And I talk about gestalts. This is advanced. This is where you learn to play with shapes to create an illusion of what is not there. I explained, and then some people told me there's a triangle in between this circle. Unfortunately, I explained that there's no triangle. What we have here, just 3 circles with a little bit of cut in, placed strategically to make you think it's a triangle. Once you understand how to play with stuff like this, design becomes very easy for you. So that is all. And then we went into our practicals. So who can tell me, Dr. Benga, it's like we gave assignments yesterday. Does anyone have the assignment ready? Anybody? Let's just go through it. You can share as well. Anyone? Abdul Karim, Toastmaster Abdul Karim.
I'm able to design because of my issues with the Corel Draw. However, I'm noting things down.
Okay.
I will get the Corel Draw as soon as possible. Yes.
All right. All right. Anybody? If there's no problem, there's always time to practice. But before I go further, I would want somebody to just tell us what they've learned so far before we go into the practicals, and then we'll do a little bit of Canva as well for those who have never designed before with Canva. Anybody, just in the next 2 to 3 minutes, tell us what you've learned so far. If you have a question, you can ask. Okay.
I wanted living opportunities.
All right. I'm with you, sir.
I wanted living opportunities for people to talk, but since they are not taking the opportunity, let me make it success.
All right.
So, in summary, before you design, I think that's one specific thing that I've learned that I'm sticking with. Before you design something, ensure you have the picture image in your mind. You're clear about what you want the output to be. Then if it's not for you, the person you're designing for, what's the expected output? Have that in mind before you start. Can you hear me? Hello?
I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
All right. So before you start any design, ensure you have the output in mind. And if it's not yours, whoever you're designing for, ask questions. Ensure that the output is something you've ascertained before commencing on the journey of designing. Then your professionalism as a graphic designer comes and play with the way you play with ideas, how you can gestalt from what you thought us and your visuals and the presentation. That's creativity, makes you look more authentic and professional in terms of your design. So let me stop there and let us continue. Thank you.
Always saving the day. Thank you very much. All right, let me share my screen on Corel Draw so we can go into the business of today without wasting time. So we stopped here yesterday and we were able to design this yesterday. For the Toastmasters who are just joining us, don't be surprised if you're seeing the picture, if the name and the picture don't correspond. It's just, it's just an example. Toastmaster Ronke, I know you must be wondering, what is Didi's picture? How is she Felicia Okoro? I'm founder and bishop. It's just an example. Now, yesterday I skipped something. I forgot to explain properly the difference between a vector image and a raster image. If we could remember, I did mention the difference between a vector image and a raster image. Now, this meeting, this lettering here is a vector image because we created it and we can bend it anyhow. We can change colors. We can do whatever we want with this image because it is a vector image. We created it. And vector images have no pixel. I'll explain that shortly. Now, I can zoom into this for as long as I want. There is no box because it's a vector image. Now, if I come here, now this picture is a raster image. Are we following? This picture is a raster image. It cannot be edited. I can brighten it up. I can, increase the contrast, but I can't do anything to this picture. That is what makes it a raster image. Now, if you follow me, if I zoom closely, you'd see that it gets blurry the more I zoom in because it is a raster image and it is made up of pixels, little box. That's what makes up our pictures. So that's the difference between a raster image and a vector image. So graphics design basically is just the combination, your ability to combine both raster images. And then now, the worst you can do with this, let's say you just want to add a little bit flavor with this raster image, this picture, you can say, okay, the background is too plain. let's duplicate with Control D. And then you want to put this at the background. But before you do that, you want to fade it up a little bit because it will clash with whatever, with your letterings. So you pick your transparent tool and then you fade it up. If it's too light, you still go ahead. Then you come, click, put it above. This is a long process, but I think I'll explain it better later. So you letters, put it in such a way that it will look like a design. This is the best you can do with any raster image. Any question? I know some people complained yesterday that I was too fast.
We are good to go.
Okay. All right. So that is the best you could do with raster and vector images. I wish somebody had their laptops here so we could just do practical with somebody that is not me. And then we can know if we are following or we have to start all over again. But doctor, please advise us, should we continue with Corel Draw or we should do a little bit of Canva?
Canva, I vote Canva if it counts.
Yeah, so
Doctor, is that here?
no, I can hear you. I was trying to unmute, sir. So I was just
Okay, sir.
wondering, if we go with Canva, is it easy for us to be able to have Canva on our devices right away? And then how fast can that be?
Yes.
Because we have maybe like 40 minutes left on the call.
Yes, yeah, we can. Canva, you don't need to download the app to use it.
Okay. And
Yes.
people will be able to follow.
Yes, we're able to follow.
No, I think it's a great idea. If you think it's going to be the way to go, let's go ahead, sir.
Okay. All right. Okay. Let me open up let me share the screen. Okay, hope you can see my screen. So all you need to do is just come to canva.com. But you have to be connected to be able to use Canva. But the downside to Canva is that it is subscription based. So it is subscription based, and I see they offer 30 or 7 days maximum for the free trial. But even beyond the 7 days, you can still do a little bit editing, do simple designs. You can still Canva. Now with Canva, it is different. Once you just go down to Canva, you sign up, you have this beautiful interface. I suggest you try out the free version before wanting to go pro. So it is very easy on Canva. Let's say I want to design something. Now Canva offers you different templates. Now when using Corel Draw, the Corel Draw I was trying to explain earlier was for advanced people. Let's say you want to start your designs afresh from the scratch. You want to do this, but with Canva, it's pretty much easy. It's just for you to go search for whatever you want to do. If you want to design for whiteboards, if you want to design presentations, if you want to do social media flyers and whatever, all you need to do is just click. And then you have so much to select from. Now, over here, you can see popular, you can see Instagram. You want to design a flyer for Instagram or for Facebook or for LinkedIn. Let's say you want to do for Instagram. You click Instagram. Now you see this beautiful templates, free templates that you could use. It's just for you to go search for the one you're comfortable with. Let's say we want to use this, or let's say this. Immediately, it creates another page for you and then create a work page for you. Now with this, you can bend this writing however you please. Canva is pretty much very easy to use. Very, very easy. There is no stress. I saved this for the last because I know a lot of us will settle for Canva. So with this pre-designed template, all you need to do is just to edit. I already love the picture. I love the setting there. All I need to do is just click on this, come down here to text. That's all. Let's say, let me write, what will I write here? Okay, let me write my surname. Sorry. Are we following?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you click, you adjust, you can set. It's pretty much very easy. You come down here, let's say this burger. Okay. I can still leave it as burger, Idoko burger. I can, to zoom in, there's this, the zoom in button is, cursor is just by the bottom here. You can see where my cursor is. Just zoom in a little bit, so you could actually see exactly what you're doing. Let's say I don't want to say order now. Maybe I want something else. When I do, just highlight, and let's say free taste. Let's just leave it at free taste. And then this color of this background, I don't like it. Let's say I want to change it. Just come to the top here, and you see color, the box color here. You click it. Now, the wonderful thing with Canva is the site goes through the template you select, and then you see here where it says photo colors. It gives you option colors selected from this particular design that you selected. So you don't have to go and start looking for colors to use, whatever. So just for me to go through, if I don't like anyone, I can still scroll down and look for, let's say, red. I want this particular background to be red. You see, I've changed it to be pure red. And then this burger design here, I don't like it. I want to change it. All you need to do is just to come to uploads by the left here. You click upload. I already have pictures here. So I select my picture. It appears. You see, you put it inside. You've replaced it. It's not properly arranged. You just double click the picture, go into it, arrange, click outside, and then you've inserted your picture. I don't like this bug at the background, so I'll click and then delete it. Come down here. I'll click this one as well, and then I'll delete it. It's too big. You adjust. You just keep adjusting until you're comfortable with the design. This letter here, I might have to delete it. This one right here, maybe delete it as well. And then you can come here, edit it. Go to your text tool. Let's change it to Metropolis. Abuja. And then once you're done with this, let's go back. Once you're done with this, and then you're comfortable with all you've done, it's pretty much easy. I hope someone is gearing up to do the practice for Canva. Once you're done with this, all you need to do is just go to the top, right top here, and you see share. Let's say you're done. This is exactly what you have in mind to interpret on the design. You can also change the background. You can click, go to color, and then select the color you want to use as your background. Okay, let's leave it at this. I think I like this. This one, let me leave it at red. So let's say you're good to go with this. All you need to do is just come to share, download it. You're good to go. See, it's downloading. Canva is pretty much very easy. And I know someone has to do an exercise for us. Let me share my screen so you see the design we just had. Okay, this is our final results. Can we see it? Can anybody hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. We see it.
Okay, so this is how easy Canva can be. I suggest Canva for anyone who just wants to do a few designs for, let's say, for club flyers or for business or for whatever. The templates are there. You just pick, edit, insert, and you are good to go. Now, looking at this, it's very, you can see how fast it took us to design this when you compare it to the application, the software application Corel Draw. So any question before we have somebody try it out? Any question?
Okay, for me, it's just a comment.
All right.
Just a comment that there was this online, this site I use, I honestly can't remember the name. Probably maybe they're no longer there. But I was using them, to create flyers. And then when I now realized that I could actually use PowerPoint.
Oh, yes.
So I've been using PowerPoint to create the flyers and all that. But I
Yeah.
guess with this Canva, for me, Corel Draw, I mean, we are in the microwave generation. Nobody has time for all that, except if you want to become a professional designer.
That's true.
But this one is a very interesting. I've actually seen it when I was trying to retrieve the other site I used before, and I saw the Canva. I just told myself when I have time, I'll come and have a look at it. But I've been looking at it, and I think it's a very good one.
Yeah, it's vast because you can actually create your presentation slide. You have whole lot you could do with Canva. You could even do video collage. You can actually do stock videos, select videos maybe of an old man walking. You just pick it up, add it to whatever you're doing and all that. So Canva is pretty much very wide and it is very easy. I didn't hear you.
The video collage.
Okay, the video collage. That one it might take us. I'm targeting the time we have. So for the purpose of this training, let's just stick to
design.
Designing. Yes. All right, but then it's pretty much very easy. Once you go there are templates on the video collage as well. The site is very easy to use. You just pick and drop, edit. That's all. That's a beautiful thing with Canva. Any other question on design? Somebody can try it out, please. I want to see that at least someone learned something.
Yes, I've actually signed up as we were talking now. I've signed up, and I'm just trying my hands on some of the books.
Okay, and also I observed something. I think before I forget, let me share my browser. Okay, let me share my browser. If you have not registered or signed or subscribed for the pro version, the option to remove background from pictures, I think it's not activated. So the easiest way, let's say you still want to use it, the free version, and still get something you want. I have a site that I believe could help you remove background easily from any pictures. And that site is just Slazer, SLAZZER.com. Slazer. Now let me select a picture and see how it works. So all you need to do is just go to where you have the picture. Let's see. Let me use this picture. Now, in just a few seconds, it will remove the background. You see? Now there's no longer background in this picture. And then all you need to do is just click download, and you downloaded the PNG file that has no background. And then you can now go to your Canva or whichever software you're using to design, and then click upload, go right to where you have just go to your download and then upload your file to use. This is for when you've not subscribed to their monthly subscription. Okay, anybody with PC or any device you're using, please, I want somebody to just do a flyer for us so we could all see.
I'm connected. I think I can try something.
Okay. All right, sir. Let me stop sharing. Doctor, can we give him asset? Can we give him the right to share?
Okay, you can share. Yes. Yeah.
All right, sir. So you can go ahead, sir.
Confirm you can see my screen.
Yes, you can.
All right. So this is. Okay, I want to ask, what's the right site to use when designing a flyer?
Now, it depends on where you want to upload the flyer. Now, like I explained earlier, once you just go to Canva, you would see for Instagram, you see for Facebook, you'd see for social media. So once you click any of those templates you have there, you see if you select social media, I think it's the 5th or 6th option, the 5th option. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Of course, you can see there for Instagram, for LinkedIn, Facebook, and all that.
Okay, let's say, for example, the flyers that we use for Christmas activities, what's the right side?
Normally, I use for Instagram. It's already pre-installed there. You just click for Instagram, yeah. You can scroll downwards.
Okay.
So you keep scrolling until you get the one you want.
Okay, so I've gotten one.
Yeah.
I think I'm used to this on phone rather than a laptop, so it's a bit confusing. How do you change pictures on laptop? On phone, it's easy. You just click and it shows you a place to.
Once you go to your upload, you see your images there, and you see upload files. Just click there, and then it will take you to the folder where you have the pictures you want to bring in.
Okay. I'm not sure I have.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I have. Let's see. Okay. Oh no, it's not starting in that location.
No, you just drag it to that part. Drag it there. Yeah. You get that? So you can double click now here to arrange it properly. You can expand it. You can do whatever you want to do with it. Karim, honestly, you're a fast learner. If you don't like that part, okay, you've deleted. You can undo with Control Z. Okay, correct. You can also add text. Let's say you want to add your name somewhere. You can just click on the text, come to exactly where you want to type in, type something, type whatever you want to type there.
Okay. And for colors.
At the top left there, you'd see where you can see just below, no, come to the top of the design. You see the typeface, the font, you see bold. There's a part where you click on the particular item you want to change the color. And the color bar would display. Yes, you can just click on the item.
Yeah, I'm seeing more.
You said?
Can you see my screen?
Yeah, I can.
Okay. This with smile with me. I want to change the color. So
just
where
click.
Exactly do I?
Just click the smile.
Click on. Okay.
Click on the particular lettering.
I'm here, but nothing.
No, just like you
highlight it.
He has highlighted it. Just like you do in your Word document.
Yeah.
I think the font color on top of this diagram, you see the font color, the bold, the italics.
Yeah, the text color.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can see text color.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that one. I've seen that. Okay.
You can actually enlarge that smile. You can change the typeface. If it's not bold enough, you go to where I'm seeing, is it Mensarat or something? You can change it over there. So once you've done with your major corrections, you try and upload to share it so we could see the end result. And then I'll just quickly add the last part of the meeting before handing over the lectern to Doctor. Yeah, download. Yeah, it's downloading. Downloaded.
All right, you should bring your money and start paying for designing. I should open a school for graphic designing.
We can't see it. We're still
All
seeing
right.
your Canvas screen.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think you have to share the view the stuff you just downloaded.
Okay, this is it. Can you see it?
Yes, we can see it. So congratulations to Abdul Karim for designing your first flyer.
So you
Please,
push to
a round of applause for Abdul Karim, please.
business school is open.
All right, you
right,
can stop
thank you.
sharing now. Thank you very much. You can stop sharing so I can just drop the last stuff before we take somebody else. Okay, let me go to Corel Draw and explain something. Now, let's say you're done. Can you all see my screen? I talked about
yes, we can.
Thank you. I talked about designing for web and for print. Now, what I've designed, I have not decided whether I want to print it or it's just for upload on social media. But let's say I want to upload it on social media. The mode, how do I put it? How you export it will be different from when you want to print it. Now, when you are exporting to print, your setting must be CMYK. Now, let me try and open another folder. Let's say I want to start a new design. With Corel Draw, you see the setting first before you start to design. Now, let's say I want to print something else. Can you all see my screen? A new screen just popped up.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, it's showing.
Yes. So it's clicked right now on RGB. RGB is for social media, for anything that has a screen, for your laptop, for your phone, for your TV, is RGB. And the meaning of RGB is red, green, and blue. These are the color combination that makes up your electronic screen. But if I come down to CMYK, meaning this design is strictly for printing. What I see on my screen may not be what comes out after I print it. So CMYK is for strictly printing. And the CMYK stands for cyan, magenta, yellow, and the K is black. These are the color combination that gives you whatever you see on a printed paper. Cyan, magenta, yellow, and black. So just put that at the back of your mind. Let's say you give somebody something to design for you, wanted to print it, and then they want to print it with the RGB setting. You let them know because it won't come out like you want them to, want the whole thing to show. So no, RGB is for screens and CMYK is for prints. That is all I was trying to explain by the difference between printing for web, design for web and design for prints. Knowing this difference will set you miles apart from an amateur. So I think I'm open for questions now before I hand over the session to Doctor. Any question?
Yes, I have a question.
All right.
This thing, does it go for the Canva or it's just for?
Canva majorly is designed for web.
Okay, so if you want to print, you can use Canva.
No, you can export to, now you see, when you exported, the format it gave you was PNG. PNG is okay. If you want to send it to your printer, you can now select design for prints. In the settings, yes. But just know that before you send to your printer, you have to do that settings to CMYK.
All right, that does make sense. Thank you.
Yes. And also when exporting, let's say you're done with Canva, when exporting, most times the options you're given is JPEG format or PNG. It's always advisable to export in a PNG format because it is clearer, it is sharper than the JPEG. JPEG has a way of reducing the quality of your design, but PNG gives the actual design, but in a different format that is viewable by virtually all devices. That's just the difference. Any other question?
All right, thank you.
You're welcome, sir.
Yes, I have a question, sir.
All right, sir.
So if there's a flyer that someone has designed for you before, and then probably you want to edit the flyer, is it possible for us to do on either Canva or Corel Draw? There's a flyer of a program you've held and you want to edit it, but maybe like we've done this program now, and the flyer you did for this program, you want to advertise the replay and insert the link where they can get the replay. Is that doable with any of the softwares you've taken us through? Yeah.
Okay, all right. It is doable. Let's say all the designer gave you was the JPEG or the PNG format, and you see a little bit of space. Let's say this space right down here that you feel you can add the link. You can go to Canva or Corel Draw and add the link and export it as a PNG file. But if the editing or the correction is much, you might have to request for the raw file. If it's Corel Draw, Photoshop, or whatever, the designer has to send you the raw file so that you can now have access to the back end and do whatever manipulation you want to do at the back end. Did I answer you right, sir?
Yes, you did. Because it's very possible that we've already created a flyer and there's a shift in dates. It was meant to happen on the 11th, but now the election is now going to hold on another dates. And then you just want to change or alter the dates of the event without having the raw file. So that was why I asked that question. If we can do that.
most times you can even edit your PDF files. Whatever file you have, you can edit them on Corel Draw, not Canva. Now let's say this is the flyer I want to edit. I don't have access to the raw file. I would import. Okay, let me export it and then bring it in as a PNG so that you understand me better. Let me export it. Okay, so I'm opening a different. Oh no, let me just open this. Come here. All right, I want to import the PNG file now, so I can now do the correction. Okay. Can you still see my screen, sir?
Yes.
Yes, you can see the screen.
Okay, so this is a JPEG. Now, I can't edit. It's no longer a Corel Draw format. So all I need to do is to come to this date. I don't have access to the raw file now, but I want to correct it. You just to come pick a rectangle or whatever you want to do, and then just come put it over where you want to correct. Let's say they should shift in date to 28 March. So you just come. This is how I do my own editing. At least that way it won't be visible. So all you need to do is just come to your, I explained this color eyedropper tool yesterday. You pick it up. Then you come to the background close to it. You click and give the color to it. That way, at least it will not be visible that much when you do the correction. So all you need to do is just come here, click your text button, come to the part where you want to, let's say The 28th is Friday, assuming. Friday 28th. This is how I correct if I don't have the format. So that way it is not that noticeable that something was done there. So this is how I correct. If you don't have...
Emmanuel,
yes, ma'am.
do you know the funny thing? I've actually, I actually do this, but with Paint, Microsoft Paint.
Wow.
I've done, and it's actually, but then I was looking at it like, okay, this is just me fiddling. But it's interesting to see that a professional also did something similar. So
yeah, that's how you do it. Even PDF. A lot of people do a lot of falsification with PDF and all that. This is exactly how they do it. So once you just come, you just click the eyedrop patch so that the background or the color you want to infuse there will not be too different from the main background. Once you do it, you're good to go. Did I answer your question, Doctor?
Excellently well. And we saw Madam President attest to it that you have showed her a very vital secret. So with that said, are you sure that there are no other secret that you could actually unravel to us? Some tricks that are not taught in a conventional graphic design school that you discovered through your wide experience of practice that you might want to show us that you have applied?
Okay.
Yeah.
The next one I want to do is logo, but I don't know how many of us would want to design logo in the future. That is a little bit technical.
I vote for logo.
You vote for logo. Okay. Any other person supporting him?
yeah, supported.
Oh, interesting. Wow. Okay. Okay, let's go for logo. Let me open another tab. Let me see if I have something here I've used before. Sorry, just give me a minute. I was not preparing for Abdul Karim to set me up this way. Let's see. Okay. Okay, like I explained earlier, can we all see the logo I just infused here?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
Like I explained earlier, when designing logo for yourselves, it is very difficult. Most of us don't have the background as an artist. So it will be difficult for you to know how to sketch before you begin to, scan it and then put it on paper. So I always advise people to make things easy for yourself. Go on Google, search for logo designs. Let's say architectural logos. And then from there, you can just pick something that you could work with and then import it as a JPEG and then begin to work on it. Now, let's say I want to recreate this and then probably just add something. Let's say my company is Modern Green Shelter. So now this M is okay for modern, but how about green? So let's play with this and then see where we go. I hope I can be fast enough. Okay, I'll just come to this, my tools here. I come to my pen tools. Yesterday, I explained that if you're going to be designing logo, you will work a lot with your pen. So I want to recreate this now and see how far I go. So all you do is I want to pick out all the edges so I can have something similar to work with. I'll still adjust it. Okay, you must always close your pen. Whenever you pick it up, it will not stop following you until you come back to the first point you picked it up from. Okay, to arrange it, I'll just go to my shape tool and pick my shape tool. Now I go close. This one is out of place. I zoom in, I adjust it. Go back, I come here, adjust. Once you zoom in, it makes things easier for you so you don't stress your eyes. I suggest you always use your mouse because it's easier that way. Okay. This one is okay. This is okay. This is out of place. Okay. Now let me come to the green. I want to make this L, this orange L, looks like a G. So I come pick up my pen tool again. I like this, the way it is here. So let me maintain this part. Come down here. So let me extend this. I want this to look like a G. So I'll bring it out here. Take it up here. Extend it here. Just Mr. Abdul Karim, are you still with me?
Very much.
Okay. All right. So I'm trying to create a green, a G here, to complete, to allow the name make sense. Modern green shelter. So let me adjust. I'll pick my shape tool, like I did the first one. Arrange them. This is just me trying to meet up time. I will show you how to properly do it to make sure your lines are lined together. So this one is a little bit too high. It's out of place, so I'll reduce it. Normally, you have to measure this stuff. So I'm trying to make sure it's accurate. Okay, now I'm done with the logo, but I need to be sure they all align. This one is out of place. Now to do that, this is for those who have mastered Corel Draw, but I'll still show us anyway. To make sure every line is straight. Before you even design your logo, it's advised to do what I'm about to show you now. I want to check if all the lines align. You just come, click on this ruler at the top here. Let me delete it. There's a ruler at the top here. You just click it up, drag it down here. That's for the first line. You come, you drag as many as possible. I need to be sure this part, this point and this point align, this point and this point align. Like that, just that way. I'll keep doing that all through. Wherever I feel, now there's a line here, so I must make sure they align. I drag one down here as well. I come to the side, drag another one to this part. Come to the side, drag another one. You come here. I'll have to delete all these once I confirm that my lines are straight. You get the idea? So this is what you do all. Once you're done and you're sure your lines are perfect, then you can now delete all the ruler lines. But I did this specifically to be sure this particular place is okay. Okay. Now let me draw close. I have to be sure this line is okay. So I click on the line, drag it down here. To be sure, now I have to go pick up my toolbox. Click here, zoom close. Now you see, when you zoom close, you see the error. This one is out of place. You drag it down to your line. You go back. You come here. I need to adjust this line. You pick your shape tool, click. You see it's out of place. You take it up here. You drag it. It's there. You go back. So you do this to all to be sure your margins are very, very accurate. So this is how we design logos. But particularly, I think I want to be sure. Now you see, this one is out of place. I drag it down. This one is out of place. I drag it down. One last one. Now this, I want this to align. So I drag. So that's complete. So let me delete all my ruler lines. You just click on them and you press delete. Uh-oh. Hope I'm not boring you guys. So once I'm done, I'll click the main logo I used to trace this whole thing. Let me click this, give it the color I want to give it. All right. And then I want this to be red, the G to be red. Click, and I remove the outline. So that way I have my logo. And I can just come, type in modern. No, I think this red is supposed to be green. Yes. So modern gray, modern green. Let me go look for a green. Now it's green now. Don't like that green, so I prefer this green. And this blue is not what I think I might like, but let's just leave it for the purpose of our design. So I come here, bolding this, arrange it properly. Of course, it's always good to utilize the end-to-end design. Make sure, okay, they are on the same, they fit the same way. That way, bam, we have our logo. Any question?
Can this also be done on Canva?
Canva might not give you, Canva will not do well with logo. It has to be Corel, Photoshop, or any other detail software.
Okay.
Yes. I've not seen anybody. Well, let me just speak for myself. I don't know how to design logo on Canva. I've not seen anybody do it. There's still a little bit of error here that you could correct with time, but this is just it. Now, before I round off, let me bring in that logo, that particular logo I brought again. There's a cheat code to doing this. If you want, let's say you see something you like online, but you don't know how to recreate it. Where is it? Okay. So let's say you bring it. Let me bring it back here. This is a JPEG, the one I downloaded online. So on Corel Draw, they made it very easy for you to change this to a vector image. Now I can't change the colors here because it's a raster image. I can't edit it. So but on Corel Draw, once you click on it, you go to trace, quick trace. Now ungroup it. This has turned to a vector image. Now you see, I can now click on the letterings. I can now change their color. You see? Let's say you don't want to go through the stress of doing all those follow here, make sure here align. All you need to do is just do quick trace. It will now change it to a vector image for you. Then you can now do whatever you want to do with it. I can even delete this one now. I think it can allow me delete this one. I can now put modern green down here. Let me duplicate this. I can now put modern green down here as fast as I can. Let's say you don't want to go through the stress, like Toastmaster Abdul Karim asking me for Canva. You just come to Corel Draw, do quick trace, and you are good to go. Add whatever you want to add. You have your logo. You can use your shape tool. If you see, let's say a particular place is not straight, because this quick trace sometimes cannot be straight. Now you can see it broke the line in several places here. I could just highlight all these points with my shape tool, delete to become straight. To line. Perfect. Just do little adjustments and you are good to go. That's Doctor. I hope I'm not speaking to myself.
Not at all, no, we are right here.
Okay.
No, not at all. You're just wowing us and amazing us. And then the speed in which you are doing it is highly commendable. But we are going to have the recording that we can pause and work on.
So my question, My question is, so is this how this beautiful modern green shelter is going to waste? The other one?
Actually, I used it for someone's logo. It's a construction company. So I'm just trying to recreate what I did for them. So that's just okay. Let me even bring the last. Where's the final design for the modern green? I don't have. I'm not sure I have it here. I would have uploaded it so that we'll see. Okay. Let me. Oh, I think I've deleted it. I don't have it here on my PC anymore. But that's just that. I don't know what other secrets to share. Doctor, over to you, sir.
Okay, I have one more question, please, before we hand over.
All right, sir.
You said for raster images, they cannot be manipulated as much as the
vector images.
Vector image. Thank you.
Yes.
So for the raster image, if it is that I zoom in, for example, I made a design that I want to print.
Yes.
For banners and the like, how do I adjust that pixel that will make it look not look blurry? And it's
okay. Well, okay. There's a way they do it. But to avoid all that, it's advised you use high quality images to begin with to save you from all the stress, because most likely it will blur whenever you're trying to blow it beyond the pixel with the original pixel. So let me bring in a picture and see if we can do something with it. Okay, let me bring in this passport. So this is a raster image, right? Let me adjust it. Let me adjust it. Okay, this is, now you can see the picture is already blurry, right? So the best way I can advise you is to go to bitmap. If you're using Corel Draw, go to bitmap, convert to bitmap. Then you can now increase this resolution to however you want it to, 500 and above. Click it, it will improve it a bit. It will make sure once I expand it to a certain way, it won't get too blurry, but that's the best you can do. But the best way to avoid it is to initially make sure all the images you are using are high quality. And to get quality images, before I forget, let me stop sharing my screen and share, go to my browser. To use high quality images, I always advise you go to Pixabay, or which other one again? Pixabay.com. You can just type school children. School kids. Now, they have high quality images here. When you download them, they come in heavy. So when you design, make sure you go to Pixabay and the likes to get high quality images you want to use for your flyers for any design. That way, you avoid the problem of downloading blurry images from Google. And of course, be very careful. There's some images you download on Google that you could be sued for. Let's say you add it to your flyer, and then your flyer, you want to do a program, and then the owner now sees that your program was successful. They could sue you for it. So it's always advisable to come to Pixabay and all that. You have free stock images here, high quality images to use for your designs. You don't just go on Google and type schoolboy and pick up somebody's child and use for your flyer. You could get sued. So you go to Pixabay, I think there are about 4. There are a lot of them, Pixabay and the rest, and then you just download the image you want there. Those ones are free. Nobody will sue you for it. You download and then you go ahead and use. Any further questions?
Thank you so much, sir, for the additional references that you give to us. where we can get the picture. And then you mentioned one earlier on where we can actually take away the background. And if I was...
Okay, that's Slazer. And then there's remove background. I think removebg.com also.
Yes.
There are a lot of them.
Yes. Our president actually gave us a link that we can also use to remove background. Yeah, thank you so much. And then you've successfully covered both Corel Draw, and then you've given us some insight into how to use Canva to design a very simple flyer. And one of us actually practiced it and tried it out. So the final wrap up is how would you summarize everything you've taught us so that we can start applying it immediately? It's not just about being here for 2 hours, 1 hour yesterday and 1 hour today. I know one of the things you shared with us yesterday is that we can actually try and replicate a flyer. So how would you advise us to apply these things so that we don't forget them? We have these videos. We are going to be watching them over and over. In fact, we have a project in our hand. We'll watch the video side by side, and then we'll try to create some of these things you've showed to us. Over to you, sir. Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much, Doctor. Okay. The easiest advice I can give is for you to practice as soon as possible. Let's say you have a flyer you've been wanting to do for a long time. This is the best time to just use Canva or Corel Draw, whichever software you can lay your hands on, and just begin to practice. With graphics design, you learn as much as you practice. So that is all I can say. You watch the videos over again. You can go on YouTube. Let's say you're trying to design something, then you get stuck. There are a lot of areas I did not cover. You can go on YouTube, type exactly what you're looking for, and you will see a video that will solve that problem. YouTube is your friend. Google is your friend when it comes to graphic design. Pinterest is also your friend, where you can go get ideas for flyers on Pinterest. Pinterest is one of the sweetest ways to get ideas for flyers. Go on Pinterest. What any flyer you see me do, I must visit Pinterest first to get an idea. I could see one and then just try to recreate, play with some few things so that I don't copy it verbatim. But then so Pinterest is your friend. So back to you, sir.
Thank you so much. So Pinterest is our friend. So some of those links, I think what we'll try to do is to copy out the links and then put it as a comment when we're uploading to YouTube, so that people can easily reference those links that you have mentioned. So I'll be following up with you to please give us the links. We know we have the remove.bg here. So let's have the link. So we'll arrange the links and put it on the comment section so that anyone that watches the video can go to the link and use it out. So thank you so much. We really appreciate you. So if you know that after this particular 2-day training, you feel confident enough that you can do your first flyer, please, I want to see your hand. Use the raise hand icon on this. Excellent. So I can see one person already. I want to know someone that is very confident enough that you believe that what you've learned, you can create a flyer, no matter how difficult you think it is. Excellent. We have 2 persons already. Oh, 3 persons already. Mr. Emmanuel, you are already getting evaluation. Okay, wow, we have 4 persons who believe that they can create. What happened to Tuspasa Shatta? She raised up her hand and brought it down. Has she left?
Oh, I thought I could bring it down. I should leave it hanging.
No, we just wanted to count, and we found out that we have about 4 persons. Excellent. So 4 over 10.
As well. I can't raise my hand. I don't know why.
Okay, excellent. So now we are very confident that we have made impact. Myself, I can. In fact, I'm going to do one for myself now, so that I will allow it to stick to my brain. Excellent. So thank you so much, Mr. Emmanuel Idoko, for honoring our invitation, for sharing from your wealth of experience. I'm so happy because we have actually drawn value from your teaching, and we'll promise you to apply anything we've learned here. We will ensure that your effort is not wasted, and we didn't end up wasting your time. So thank you everyone for being a part of this. If we didn't have you, I think this wouldn't have been as interactive as we have experienced in the last 2 days. And for those who joined today, after seeing the advert yesterday, we want to say thank you. For those who were here yesterday and who also made it today, I can see a couple of persons. Thank you so much, especially Tospas Ashata Badmos. Thank you for your consistency. And Tospas Abdukarim, thank you for your consistency. So I'll be sharing the link of today's session so that we can consolidate it with what we learned yesterday, and then hit the ground running and start designing flyers from our clubs. So we don't need to burden Toastmaster Emmanuel Idoko with a lot of assignments of creating banners. So do have a wonderful night rest, everyone. Thank you for coming.